What's good, Counterpunch Nation? So according to Michael Benson, Sebastian Fundura versus Errol Spence is a done deal and will be happening next after Terrence Crawford and Fundura made an agreement which allows Fundura to have a voluntary defense versus Spence before revisiting the ordered Crawford fight if he wins. This can go one or two ways. If Fundura pulls off the upset against Errol Spence, then that's going to set up the Fundura versus Terrence Crawford fight. Now, if Errol Spence can beat Fundura like I predict, then that can also set up a rematch for Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. Now, Errol Spence has to win this fight in devastating fashion. It can't be a split decision or anything like that for the fans to want to see that rematch, because we all saw what happened last time Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fought. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a huge Errol Spence fan, but I'm also a huge Terrence Crawford fan. And I will say that if that rematch does happen, unfortunately or fortunately, whoever side you choose, I feel that the same outcome will happen, if not something worse. But I do want to tip my hat off to Errol Spence Jr. for jumping back in the ring after that devastating loss. It takes a true champion to bounce back, a true warrior to jump back in that ring. So I want to salute Errol Spence Jr. and wish him luck in his next fight versus Fundura. And if that rematch does ever come to fruition for Errol Spence, then I hope it's at 154. I just honestly think that the 147 weigh-in was just a little too much for him to make. I'm not making any excuses for him. I'm just saying I would like to see him at his best at 154 if that rematch happens. And for his Crawford, we all know Crawford has won that fight with Canelo Alvarez.
I feel as if that's a legacy fight. I feel as if, this is the biggest fight in boxing today. I feel like this fight right here is like the last of the Mohicans. We both come in an era where Floyd Mayweather was number one pound for pound, Showtime, and HBO era, that type of era. So I think this fight will be massive.
So even though he wants that fight to happen, I don't think it's going to happen. But I do think that if Errol Spence can get past Fundura in a devastating fashion, then that will set up the rematch between Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. So we're finally going to get a chance to see what Errol Spence is looking like after that war he was in. So I'm excited for this Fundura fight. Errol really wanted this fight. He didn't let any smoke settle. I mean, as soon as Fundura won, he was in the ring letting it be known he wanted all the smoke next.
People always want to know, what's next? You're celebrating being unified champion, but I have someone behind me right here who is interested in fighting you as well. Errol, come and join us right here.
Hey, what's going on?
You said you would like to fight the winner of this fight. Well, here he is. What do you have to say?
I was trying to get it on. He got the big dog now. Let's go.
Now, is this your first time seeing him in person? And what do you think about his height?
Yeah, it's my first time seeing him in person. I mean, he got a pretty good height, but we'll see. We'll break him down like we always do.
Was there anything you saw in his performance tonight that made you think, okay, I'm going to have to watch out for that?
I think he learned from his mistakes. He's a little bit more settled. He was using his distance, so I think he did pretty good.
Okay, and Sebastian, obviously I know you've seen Errol fight. What are your thoughts on a fight between you and him?
I think it'll be great. He's one of the greats right now. He's one of the pound for pound, so if I can fight him and get a win off of him, it'll be good history for me again.
Well, maybe we'll see it this year. Thank you guys both. And Sebastian, congratulations. You are now the unified 154-pound world champion. Sebastian Fundura, everyone.